Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to the KD Ratio Live.
That's right, baby.
We are doing an audio check right now, making sure we're good. We good? All right.
It's a well-oiled machine at this point.
Well, you guys know the drill. We love our tier makers. That seems to be what we're doing every week, but it's fun, and it always gets usually a good debate going.
Usually me versus you two.
To celebrate the release of The Last of Us on HBO Max, which by all accounts you should definitely watch, we're going to be talking about video game movies and adaptations in general, and we're going to tier list that. So Dylan, looking at this list, how many of these have you seen?
I've seen quite a few, but there's some here that I'm looking at. I'm like, that's a video game adaptation, like Dead Trigger.
Never heard of it.
I've never heard of the video game.
You haven't heard of Dead Trigger?
And then go left,
Blood Rain?
Billy?
Yeah,
Blood Rain, I know that one. Name of the King? I didn't know that was a video game adaptation.
I did not either.
A Dungeon Siege Tale?
Dungeon Siege? Is there like an old school RPG called Dungeon Siege?
Yeah, so a lot of these I don't even know that were video games.
There's some real shit in here.
But I've seen, if my guess, I'm going to say like 60%.
Wow.
Because a lot of those Resident Evil ones, after the first one, I didn't watch anymore. With
I've watched
Mia Jovovich.
I've watched all of them.
Yeah?
And I've never come out of it thinking, that was good. I'm always like, well, that killed some time.
Well,
Same can be said for that Monster Hunter movie. Same guy.
Mia Jovovich likes to put his wife in those movies.
Yep.
Must
Do we
be
have
a fun life, right?
Do we have an update on In the Name of the King? Is that
Yeah, I'm looking it up, and I don't... inspired by the Dungeon Siege video game series.
a Dungeon Siege Tale? So it is a...
Huh.
Is that like an old school RPG from the 90s or something?
Yeah, here it is. It is action
Interesting.
RPG by Gas Powered Games in April of 2002. So this is very loosely probably...
That's a weird game.
I know. They're
yeah.
like, you know who I see? Jason Statham.
Apparently,
there was a number 2 and a number 3.
Many.
those are direct to
PlayStation Portable, baby.
direct to video. Jeremy Soule, he composed the music for it though. He's
Wow.
pretty beast.
Yeah, he absolutely is.
So why don't we jump right into it? Just go left to right. Start
Yeah.
from the top.
Alone in the Dark.
That's a shit movie.
I never played the game. Never watched the movie.
I played the game, and I watched part of the movie.
I think I maybe played a little bit of the game. Didn't it kind of suck?
No, the OG one was
The
like
OG.
it's like a classic. They've had a lot of shitty games though since their inception. Yeah, probably put that in unwatchable.
I like that there's an unwatchable category.
Yes.
It doesn't even deserve to be rated.
Angry Birds 2?
Super different from Angry Birds 1.
Is it?
I haven't seen either of those.
Did you ever play the games?
Yes. Those games I liked. You know, right when I still think there's something to that simplistic game style, but also just fun enough, right?
It
Like
was right before the microtransaction era.
yeah, now they have like Genshin Impact, which is like just a game on your phone. And to me, I never see the appeal of that to play on my phone because it's going to kill my battery super fast.
Yeah.
And it's like I would rather just sit at my TV and play an actual video game than Genshin Impact is an actual video game, but I would rather play, some AAA rather than
If you can play it on your phone, it's no longer an actual video game.
yeah. And so like Angry Birds to me was the perfect mix when it came out, that it's like just simple enough, but it's fun enough and complex enough for a phone game.
I'm just kidding. I don't want to anger too many people. It's quite a
The
big.
Genshin Impact is pretty big. They're all coming after you, Kyle.
Yep, they are.
It's pretty big. It's like
Let's
probably the biggest.
Yeah.
I think the fact that it got a sequel, it's not unwatchable, but I don't think I'm the right market for it for Angry Birds. So I don't know. What are the tiers?
A, B, C, D, E.
And then
Unwatchable.
So Bad It's Good, actually a good movie.
I'm gonna say it's C because I've only seen the first one and I watched it and I remember thinking this is kind of funny.
Does the other Angry Birds sort of fall there with you guys too?
Follow what?
Does this one also just fall into that category for you guys?
Oh,
too?
yeah.
Yeah,
Me
I
too.
think it's just
it's probably
Middle
more
ground.
the same.
Assassin's Creed.
Oh, that one's unwatchable for me. I hate that.
I think it's an E.
Yeah. No, for me, it's unwatchable.
Is that Fassbender?
Yeah, it had
Oh.
so much potential,
It did.
He was in the movie,
and
they
they
fucked it up.
squandered it.
Really?
It was
Yes.
bad. It was not good at all.
So what? So who was he in the? Was he?
He was like the main dude.
antagonist? He
It was
wasn't
its
he
its own
wasn't-
story. So he wasn't Desmond, but it was like kind of the same thing. He was the modern guy, and they put him in the Animus, and his ancestor was
This dude.
Renaissance time, and it was kind of like a mixture of Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed 2, but with a different character.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't done very well, and I was like, man, Michael Fassbender is such an amazing actor, and that's why I had so much hopes for it. But maybe, I don't know, maybe the source material just isn't that good.
Well, no, I think it was the director,
Yeah.
in my opinion, because they tried to make it like this almost dark. I don't know. They tried to make it like,
It was produced by Ubisoft as well,
yeah.
so you would have thought they would have.
I just felt like they leaned too heavily on the like depressing side of Assassin's Creed. When you're killing people, but it's not just like it's not depressing emo the whole time. Yeah, it's like he actually has fun in the Animus. You're going into a video game.
Ready Player
Blood
One?
Rain. That's like
That's a classic game. I know
it is
lot
a
of people
classic
like
game.
that.
The movie itself is probably like a D for me.
Is that Ben Kingsley?
I think so. Yeah,
It does look like him, doesn't it?
I haven't seen Blood Rain in like 10 years, maybe longer. But
I have no comment.
no comments so far. Dead Trigger.
That I haven't seen it.
This is a.
Is that Dolph Lundgren?
This was
Yes.
No, is it? It is. Even better.
Oh, it's from Machete Kills.
Robert
So this is,
Rodriguez?
oh,
It's just the producers,
Yeah.
not the director.
this is built on. Look at that zombie. Wow.
What's it built on?
It's built off of it's based on a mobile game. That's a Survivor.
God.
It's built in Unity.
Oh,
And it's an iOS game that came out in like 2013.
and they decided to make. Oh
Hey man, Angry Birds, Plants vs Zombies, all that shit. You know.
Yeah, but
Dead
Dead Trigger.
I'm just gonna put it there.
Yeah.
Just. I'm
Detective
sure
Pikachu?
Dolph did great.
Detective Pikachu's.
That's actually a good film. That's
Yeah, I think that's
top for
actually a
me.
good film.
Who voiced Pikachu? Wasn't it
Ryan
like
Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
It was good.
I don't think B.
B? You didn't like it?
No, I liked
Well,
it.
we put actually good movie
Yeah.
for both of us, so it's at least an A.
I forgot about these categories.
Yeah.
Actually, a good movie.
Dead or Alive.
I never watched that one.
I've never seen the movie. I didn't even know they had a movie for this game until just now.
Yeah,
Just
me neither.
babes beating each other up, in bikinis.
It's pretty
Sounds
good
like
fighting
Genshin
game.
Impact.
I watch like like I've seen videos of it, like people playing, but as far as fighting games go, it never really was that like intriguing to me.
I'm gonna say that's probably unwatchable.
Sure.
Probably. Doom.
Look, what the fuck was Carl Urban doing early in his career? Look at the
Well-
aggression.
And look, he's on first before The Rock.
Yeah, this was like The Rock, like in 2004 maybe before.
Before the WWE.
Yeah, he
was
wasn't massive yet. This is him fresh off of Scorpion King.
Oh God,
Yeah.
greatest CGI of all time. Yeah, I know. In modern era, he wouldn't have a shirt on.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Look how much
This is-
smaller he looks. He looks like a normal man in
Yeah.
that photo,
His head is not nearly as big.
figuratively and literally.
Probably.
I wouldn't say unwatchable.
Yeah.
Okay,
Why?
so
Because it's got the.
no. If you compare it to the game, probably unwatchable.
Then it's a horrible
It's complete
adaptation.
garbage.
Yeah.
It's nothing like the game.
I think the
But as far as an action movie itself, that's at least a D for me. It's for what it is,
Yeah, I'd say a D.
pretty average. But
Okay. I bet you there's like fans of Doom just screaming.
Well, that's why we said
I
compared to the
prefaced
game,
it with
shit. But by a movie by itself, like
Someone said great movie. I don't know if they were referring to Doom or
Dead or Alive.
Alive, but
probably Doom.
I
But like, if my parents watched Doom with The Rock, they would love it because they love The
it's
Rock.
The Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't say this is a horrible movie.
Who doesn't love The Rock? Huh?
I definitely
I
don't
don't.
love The Rock. I don't dislike the guy, but He plays the same character in every movie.
Yeah.
The reference was to Detective Pikachu. Yes,
Yes, that is.
absolutely.
It's a great movie. Copies a lot from Pokemon 2000.
Double Dragon, Rutro.
I love Double Dragon.
The movie?
Yes.
Is it so bad it's good?
I think it's so bad it's good.
you know what? I think that's a perfect.
It's
category
it's
for
in my
it.
childhood, man. I loved watching that when I was a kid.
So bad it's good, man. Wow.
Next we have Far Cry.
Worst movie ever.
I've never seen it.
It's so bad.
Does
Yeah?
he cry?
Yeah.
And is it far?
No, have you played any of the Far Cry games?
Not really.
It's nothing
No.
like that, so this would not tell you anything about
Unwatchable.
Far Cry.
Sure.
So yeah, this not looking like a good history
No.
for video game adaptations. We have like probably the meme of the '90s here, and then fucking Detective Pikachu with an actual budget.
I see some good ones later on, though.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy.
I actually like it.
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
That's the one where Cloud has his motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That I actually liked that one. I watched it on a whim and I was like, you know what? This is pretty cool.
It's completely CGI'd, and back in the day, it looked very impressive.
It kind of reminded me of like
right
Polar
there.
Express.
All right.
Kind of reminded me of Polar Express.
Yeah, it was very Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
But I remember when it came out thinking, oh my God, this is incredible. How good this
It was
looks.
anime basically.
Yeah.
So I'd say
It's a B.
B. Yeah.
Then the B category.
Oh my goodness. There we go.
All your zoom and Billy. I gotta say it's not. I'm
We were very zoomed in.
yes.
Yeah, you don't like being zoomed in?
I don't.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I like to see everything in its entirety.
Well, on the stream it comes up so small, but
Okay.
okay.
We'll sacrifice
Yeah,
for the
we can
stream
zoom
then.
Hitman, the first one, I actually liked it.
Timothy
I'm gonna say
Oliphant?
it. Yeah, with him.
There's one scene where he has like a 17 round magazine and he shoots like 500 rounds out of it, and it really angers me.
ruined it for you.
Yeah, but other than that, it's pretty average action
say-
movie.
C.
I can go C for that.
It is quite literally the games though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
The next one though, horrible.
So which one is this?
The only part I remember of that is when
Agent 7?
Agent 47.
Hitman Agent 47.
in the part where he's in the interrogation room, and he for some reason the dude's got a full ass sniper on him, and he's like, "I'm the one with the gun." He's like, "Actually, you've brought me my gun," and then they have this
Yep.
like dramatic. But
He has it shoot the fucking handcuffs
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
him, and then yeah,
I'm like, okay,
it's the most ridiculous.
who
thing I've
fucking
ever
brings
seen.
a Barrett 50 cal to
yeah
an
right
interrogation?
loaded?
Yeah, like what is this? That's E.
Yeah.
Name of the king.
One of the greatest Dungeon Siege adaptations.
Jason Statham at his peak.
I
for
know
that, it's a
nothing
B.
about this.
Yeah, I
We'll give it
didn't
an A.
watch it.
All right.
I don't know where to put it. Do we just leave
E.
it? E.
Do an E.
E is unknown.
Yeah.
Maybe we have to go off of critics' reception.
E
we
stands
don't know the
for
movie.
everything we don't know.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
That's what it stands for.
Tomb Raider.
I
the
like
first
these.
one. Yes.
First
and
one
the
was great.
second one, I actually quite liked.
Really?
What's not to like?
Yeah.
It's Tomb Raider.
It's
I
just
was
like
never
Indiana
an
Jones.
Angelina Jolie fan though. Where are you guys putting this?
I would say B.
Yeah, I'd say the first one B, the second one C.
Yeah. Max Payne with
I
Mark
always
Wahlberg.
forget that he was in Max Payne movie.
I haven't seen that in forever.
haven't
Didn't they
seen
make
that
about
in-
like angels and demons?
You know, he specifically said that he did no research for the role because he didn't want to be influenced by the source
oh my
material.
god.
What a goof.
Probably an E.
Yeah.
What an absolute goof. Monster Hunter?
Oh God, it's unwatchable.
Is it that
What a
bad?
disgrace to the Monster Hunter.
I spoiled it and watched like a review of it. So Billy, you know original Monster Hunter, right? It's just
Uh-huh.
like people kill monsters
Yep.
in a world that's fantasy. This movie she's in like Afghanistan, Iraq, in the military,
no.
and she gets transported to that world.
Oh, okay.
But it's all the desert.
Yeah.
There's-
One setting?
Like they spent all their budget on the monsters, and
So
It's not in the fantasy world.
It's like a boss rush mode where they just keep spawning and she
yeah,
just keeps...
pretty much. I mean, and it's like one of the coolest parts about Monster Hunter, the series, was like it's like rich environments and not just the monsters. That's a huge part of it. But like this was like they had no budget for anything except the monsters. So like that's all that was. So like they were like in the whole thing was like they were in like dunes and desert and like there was the most boring landscape.
Wow.
And it felt so alien to the games, which I'm not the biggest fan of the games, but I know a lot about the source material, and so that was kind of like a bummer to see.
And it's got Mila Jovovich, which we'll see here in a while.
Oh my god, this is
It's the start of a trend, I suspect.
Mortal Kombat.
yeah, but this is a classic.
Yes, that is.
Actually, a
Would
good
you say
movie.
it's actually a good movie or so good it's or so
I think
bad it's good?
the other ones are so bad it's good. This one is actually
This one's
good.
actually
okay.
good. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was going to say. Because I actually liked all the Mortal Kombat movies.
Annihilation is so bad it's good. We got to watch some clips after this, and you'll be reminded of just how bad
Maybe
it
it's been
actually
that
is.
long.
That one's actually
Actually a
good.
good movie, and then both of these fall.
I think
in
that one's good too.
I like that one.
I'm a huge Mortal Kombat like fanboy.
Except for
but
my only issue with that, and it wasn't that big of an issue because they didn't keep him around that long, was the main character.
he completely made up for that movie.
I know, and I didn't like him. I would have rather just had Scorpion as the main character.
Or like he was so obviously like a Johnny Cage wannabe.
Yeah.
Why not just make him Johnny Cage?
Exactly.
Like
Need for Speed with Jesse. It was.
Bitch.
I liked it. I watched it. It's a racing movie. It's like Fast and Furious.
But yeah,
I would say a B. It's
Yeah.
your average racing movie.
that might even be.
I can give it that. Maybe a C. I think a C is fair.
See,
That's what I would rate it at best.
Postal was a game.
yes.
Yeah, remember that game where you ride a bike and you throw mail on people's front yard? On
No, it was
NES?
like you murdered people. It was a big deal when it came out.
Is that
Live
fucking
action
Mel
South
Gibson?
Park. That's definitely not live action South Park.
The movie was.
Is that Mel Gibson?
Not
Who is that?
really.
I don't know. I never watched the movie.
I've seen the movie. It's
Yeah?
nothing like South Park.
He.
Sure.
Me?
Princip.
Ah.
This is a favorite of Dylan's.
Dylan's favorite game. What does he think about the movie?
It's an okay movie. It's not the worst, but I disagree with a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's horrible. I think like a lot of these other movies are horrible. This one is passable. Same thing as Doom.
yeah.
If you separate it from the game,
Then it's all right.
It's okay. But if you look at the game and you look at that and you're like, what the fuck? Because my parents, they really like that movie because they have no context of the game. You know, so.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yep. And somehow he's Persian.
He's a Persian man, apparently.
How about D?
Yeah,
That's
let's
fair.
do.
This is actually a good movie. I really liked it.
Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah, did you see it?
I
liked
did.
it. It was
I
good.
liked it too. I feel like this is a style that can be captured by film quite easily. Like
It's
it
like
adapts
Pixar.
well. Yeah, it adapts.
Literally
well.
just take the assets that are already there.
Yeah.
Create the story.
If you play any of the new Ratchet and Clank games, if they ever get ported to PC,
I can't wait.
It looks like the movie.
it feels like you're playing a Pixar film. Like
can't
at
wait.
least the animation. That's the only thing I could think of.
I literally was googling it today. Like, any leaks on if this is coming? I might just have to wait 20 years and emulate it, but then that's not as good. So
Rampage, just another.
goat tier,
Another Dwayne
absolute
Rock.
goat.
I actually didn't think it was bad.
I actually love
It
the
was-
games.
Yeah,
Games are great. Yeah.
God.
I never watched the movie.
I watched it. I didn't watch it in theaters. I watched it after it had already been out. I would say it's like C.
Not unwatchable.
No, I didn't think it was unwatchable.
Wow, thought you were such a rock fan.
That would make it unwatchable.
Yeah, that would make it higher.
that would
right?
make it.
That's
Yeah,
a joke.
So Resident
Can we skip to this
Evils-
fucking piece of shit? Sorry.
I like that movie actually.
No. Really?
I did. I didn't think it was like the best of all time, but it was very entertaining. That's another one. If you, well, even then, it was pretty faithful to the source material, and it was like a prequel though.
Yeah. Did you see the interview with Mark Wahlberg where he was actually supposed to play Nathan Drake?
Yeah, for the longest time, and then it took
And
so long, and then he's like, "So who we getting for Sully?" And they were
It's
like,
like-
"You," and he's like, "I'm the old guy now." Like it's just like a
Kind of throws
realization.
everything off.
Like
But like they were talking about like getting Jack Nicholas and stuff or Nicholson or whatever.
Jack Nicholson
As Sully?
Yeah.
That would have been terrible.
No, I thought it would be kind of neat, man.
The best adaptation was actually Nathan Fillion's short film
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Well, yeah.
That it was
was
like 15
go-to.
minutes, and that was
Whoever
actually
fucking paid for that. Resident Evil, these are like A tier, right?
the first one is
Actually,
I
a
would
good
say
movie.
like A,
Yeah.
and then it just kind of goes downhill from there.
So then go B, then C. No, kidding.
I would say A, B, C, D, and
So
E.
many fucking categories. How about that? Double
Good.
D.
3D when everything had 3D at the end.
Yep.
Dude, there's
Still
so
got two
many
more.
Resident Evils.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I
yeah,
forgot
welcome to
about how
Raccoon
many there
City.
were. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Is
Welcome.
that the one where Wesker was all weird?
Yeah. I watched that and it started off okay because the beginning, my hopes were high, right? It's Resident Evil 2, the movie. The beginning is exactly like the game, like scene for scene.
Yeah.
It's the diner, the guy's eating a burger, or not a diner, he's a trucker, he's eating a burger, runs over a person. Like, it's scene for scene, and you're like, oh, wow, this might actually be, close. Then it just goes off the rails.
Damn.
Leon is this wimpy fucking guy. And yeah.
All right, what do we got next? Silent Hill. I actually I played all the games, but I've never watched the movies.
Yeah, I've never seen the movie. Obviously, it did good enough to get a second one.
Yeah, but so did the Resident Evils,
True.
apparently.
Was that also Mila Jovovich? Sonic, I would
Jim
say actual good
Carrey.
movie.
You are so zoomed in right
I
now.
know.
Sonic the Hedgehog was actually a good movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think Jim Carrey did great as Dr. Eggman, and then who voiced Sonic? It's the guy from Parks and Rec.
Chris Pratt?
No.
Everything.
It's
Rob
the,
Lowe?
No. He's a very short, like, he's a small character in Parks and Rec.
Oh,
He has the crazy hair, curly hair, and he's the
the
Fonz's kid.
Oh, him.
yeah,
I know who you're
God,
talking
the-
about.
I think if you
Aziz
zoom in,
Ansari's character, his friend.
if you zoom in,
Um,
I know exactly who you're talking about.
zoom in, I think it says his name. Marston? No, that's the other guy.
oh my God, what is that guy's name in Parks and Rec?
I know,
gonna
because he
kill
always
me.
says his own name.
Sapperstein, something.
Saperstein, I think.
I don't know what it is.
We can't move on until
But I
that
think
guy's one of the best characters in
Yes.
that show, though.
I think he did a great job as Sonic, and he should be praised for his voice acting because he actually attempted to, try and change his
John
voice.
Ralphio Sappers.
Yeah,
John
John Ralphio.
Um,
Ben
Ben
Schwartz.
Schwartz is the
There.
actor.
And then his sister comes later on, and she's even
Money,
worse.
please.
Money, please. Yeah. Oh God, dude.
And then in the final episode, he fakes his death
Yeah.
to try and get the insurance money. And then they're like, John Ralphio, and he's like, oh shit, he runs away.
But yeah, I think he should be praised for that, because then there's actors like Chris Pratt who,
It's Chris Pratt.
and he doesn't change his voice for Mario. So
I'm now thinking of Rob Lowe as
Well, I know he
Sonic.
said for Parks and
Sonic.
Rec, so I just started going through the names.
Chris Traeger.
Chris.
Ron Swanson.
He goes, Eggman.
The greatest series ever adapted, probably Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
I love how it doesn't even star any of the cool people from Street Fighter.
It's Guile.
So bad. Let's get him out of here.
Yeah. Mario, that's for me, it's so bad it's good.
Yeah, that's definitely in that category. You know that they filmed that entire thing wasted
I know.
because they hated the movie so much that they were just completely just bonkers the whole time.
Well, it's such a stupid ass premise. So.
It's such a bad version
I
of
know, I
Mario.
know.
But it's
A little dinosaur head.
yeah.
I don't know if I ever watched this one, Tekken.
No, I didn't.
No.
So that's E for unknown.
E for everything we don't know.
I actually liked this
Tomb
this
Raider.
Tomb
Alicia
Raider.
Vikander?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that one.
it was good. It was a
Yeah.
lot more
Gritty.
gritty. It was based off of the rebooted Tomb Raider.
The Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah, so it was pretty much that story where she washes up on this island and she's got to survive.
Survivor.
Yeah. I would put that in as actually good.
Gotta go all the way to the top. Jesus, can't zoom out any more than that. Oh,
I liked
Uncharted.
this.
did you like it, Dylan?
I never watched it. Out of principle.
Out of principle.
Are you serious?
What did it do?
I didn't agree with Mark Wahlberg as Sully.
I agree.
And
He laughed at me for Jack Nicholson.
That I wouldn't agree with that.
But that would be better than fucking Mark Wahlberg.
Absolutely not.
Would
Jack
you-
Nicholson.
It's better
No,
than Mark Wahlberg.
I would have
though.
rather had Tom Selleck.
Yeah, of course.
Tom
but-
Selleck is too old.
Jack Nicholson is the same age.
I didn't like that either.
I know. I'm
It's
just
better
saying.
than fucking Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg was like Nathan Drake, and then he aged out of it. And they're like, we'll give you Sully. And
He's
it's like,
actually the perfect age in comparison to Tom Holland. Because in the games,
Sam
Sully
Elliott would make a good
Sully
Sully,
was
I
in his
agree.
late 50s. Sully was in his late 50s, and Nathan was in his 30s. This is a prequel. So he's in his late 40s, and Tom Holland's Nathan Drake is in his 20s.
20s.
It's the perfect age gap.
I guess.
I don't care about the age gap, but my thing is like Sully always played the character of like this wise guy that like
He was never wise.
yeah, but he has like this real world experience, and he brings to the table, and he has like this silly stories and jokes and stuff. You don't get that from Mark Wahlberg. You don't get that flavor of the character. It's like this. I know better than you, kid, and it just like
That's exactly how he acts in the games, though.
yeah, but it comes across as better because it's not fucking Mark Wahlberg.
I think it's more of a Mark Wahlberg thing.
Does he
rather
just
than
play
actually...
Mark Wahlberg?
No.
No,
Huh?
he actually changes himself.
No, he plays.
He even
pretty
has a
much as Mark
mustache at the
Wahlberg.
end.
That's what does.
I love how you guys are debating with me. I haven't even seen it. So
I have.
you just said, oh, it was
No,
Dylan that
yeah,
said
Dylan
that.
had-
Yeah,
No,
I'm
I've
not
definitely
debating.
tried it.
I'm letting you guys debate.
I actually watched it
just
twice.
said-
I watched it at home and in
So you're a bigger
theaters.
fan than I am, is what you're saying? Because I've only seen it once.
It's a fine movie, but I think it just steals from like the game, obviously from like
Why
the
shouldn't
setting.
it?
No, but like the setting is cool because the games are cool, but like I think the casting is just
The only
weird.
casting I didn't like, I thought it was all good. The only casting I didn't like was the villain, the chick, not Antonio Banderas.
Oh, the
The girl,
bounty hunter. Or
she's the
whatever
one
you
that
want. Yeah.
is like, well, I'm spoiler
You can
alert.
sp-
Antonio Banderas is like the bad guy in the
Mhm.
movie, and then
She
like
double
in the
crosses
third act, he randomly gets his throat slit by this chick, and she becomes like the new bad guy. And I thought Antonio Banderas was a better bad guy.
I
it
would
was
agree.
it
Maybe
was
they
better.
ran out of budget with Antonio Banderas.
They can only pay him for X amount of minutes.
Another.
Are you kidding me? Tom Holland's way
I
bigger
know.
than Antonio Banderas.
Another character that was cast that I think was probably too young for that role was that the lady who slits his throat.
That
'Cause
chick,
she's
yeah,
like
she's like
has
in her
all
late
these
20s.
contacts and like is all established. And
Well,
is
she
this guy,
inherited
but-
it from her father.
Yeah, that is true. I
I
don't know.
mentioned that in the.
It just it didn't. I don't know. was
It
kinda
felt very
silly.
much. I liked it because it just felt very much like an Uncharted.
I'd
movie.
give this like a
It was
C or a
very. No way is at least
That's
an
my
A
rating.
for me.
D. So meet in the middle for B.
A is not even a good movie. If you think about the categories, actually a good movie is S tier. So if you think about it like that, it's definitely at least an A. If we're comparing it to Resident Evil, like we got to move that down.
I think I liked Resident Evil better than Uncharted.
Oh man,
Wow.
at least Uncharted was faithful to the,
Now,
the
boys,
series.
have you seen this?
Shit movie.
Really?
Yeah, I hated it. It was so bad.
I
I never
actually
saw it.
enjoyed it. So I don't know, obviously, World of Warcraft lore, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool establishing the differences between Alliance and Horde and seeing like the culture differences and then like the battles that took place. I thought it was a good movie.
I'll let you put that where you want it because I only saw it once and I actually fell asleep.
Did you ever watch it?
No.
No. It's dated now if you try to go back to watch it, but I actually think absent of, again, I never was a World of Warcraft fan. I liked it. Now, hardcore, Bible thumpers of World of Warcraft lore, they fucking did not like this movie, but fuck them.
I didn't like it, not for that reason. I genuinely thought it was boring,
boring.
and the CGI was very off-putting for me.
That's why I'm saying it's very dated when you try to go back to. It's almost like It's like a movie mixed in with like animation, but
It's
like
like-
shitty animation.
It's like they took video game cinematic and then filmed.
Yeah, a lot of it looked like video game quality cinematics, but like when you put in like live action characters into it, it didn't look right.
Yeah.
It looked off. It's like watching a cutscene in like an Assassin's Creed game, but then like a totally real dude walks into the middle of
yeah,
the cutscene.
it's like it's like someone tried to like at home render like the Hulk on their PC, like, and that was their horde, and it was just like kind of like I don't know. I don't know what this is.
I don't know what game it's based off of.
I'm interested though, just by
It
looking
looks
at that
new.
cover.
It looks brand new. 'Cause
Yeah,
this guy's
it's got Melania Vaintrub.
Oh yes,
The girl, she's from
Melania,
the progressive.
Blade of Mikula.
commercials.
Yeah, the
The
progressive-
the
Blue or Bluff or Bland.
It's not progressive. You're
it's-
thinking of Flow.
no.
Progressive. It's
T-Mobile,
I
It's
think
a
it's
phone
a phone
company.
carrier. Yeah.
AT&T.
Yes,
AT&T.
it's AT&T.
She launched an acting career from that commercial.
Yeah, she did. I mean,
She's got a very big fan base, actually.
because
There's
of
a lot
her
of,
big
like,
assets.
I
A lot of
figured
simps.
that's where you were going.
A lot of
with it.
simps that are all about that.
Like
Mm.
Allison Brie. Everybody simps on her pretty hard.
Who's Allison Brie?
From Community.
Never watched Community.
Me neither.
She's also from Get
Or I
Hard.
did watch it, but I couldn't.
Get Hard.
Oh,
with,
she was
Kevin
in
Hart and
that.
Will Ferrell.
She's been in a lot.
She was in that wrestling show on Netflix, wasn't she?
I don't know. Wrestling show.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she played like a female wrestler. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass, but
So E for no idea. Wing Commander.
This girl, okay.
yeah, she's in this show called Glow on Netflix where she plays a professional
Huh.
wrestler, and it's like her trying to learn how to do it, and it's like a comedy. But
Oh, she's tiny. That's funny.
Yeah, Wing Commander I've never seen, although it looks like probably it's a so bad it's good. Just based on that picture.
Freddie
it's
Prinze
got
Jr.?
Freddie Prinze
I was
Jr.
gonna say, is that who that is? I recognize him.
And
I
then
feel like I know him too. I feel like I should know all three of these.
Dolph Lundgren,
He's in everything.
he's in all the video game movies.
well, there we go. So
We're happy about it.
yeah, I'm
Double
decent.
Dragon, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. We gotta watch some clips after this to refresh your memory on just how bad it gets.
I feel like I
Is that the
enjoy
one
them
with
all.
the claymation like fight?
There is a part where, well, no, that's the first one. What Goro? He is like completely claymation when he's like fighting.
Because I went.
Mortal
How
Kombat
old is this
Annihilation.
fucking movie?
97.
They have claymation, straight up claymation.
Well, in Annihilation, it's bad CGI, but there's
I feel
some
like
lines.
I binged them all in like the same day.
There's some lines from Annihilation. It has that famous one like, "Mother, you're alive. Too bad you will die."
Okay, yeah, I need to definitely refresh my memory.
And then there's
I watched them when I was in college, so
Raiden like cuts his hair off when he like goes to talk to like I don't even know the ancient gods, and he comes out and he's like, "I'm no longer Raiden," and he says some other name. It's really weird.
this
Luke
one just
King,
came out what, last year, 2 years ago.
Johnny Cage gets
2
killed
years ago.
within like the first minute of the movie. Mortal Kombat Annihilation. He does his like flying kick, and then Shao Kahn like grabs him and snaps his neck. And he was like a main star of the first one, and the reason they did that is because that guy didn't come back for the second movie. So their solution was to kill off a lookalike right off the bat, so they didn't have to.
Deal with it.
Yeah,
Wow, what a banger of a list.
banger indeed.
I don't know if I'd say a banger of a list.
It's a lot
It's
of-
definitely weighted far on the bottom.
Absolute. You know, if you're a producer, you fund video games as movies. Absolutely. When you, just judging this,
What?
I'm just kidding.
I was like,
I was like,
where are you
no.
going with this?
No, if you're a producer and you look at like how these have been received, you run.
Well, okay. Let's add one.
What are we
The
adding?
Witcher,
Ooh, why isn't that on here actually?
because it's not a movie.
It's
not a movie.
But
It goes back and forth for me now. The first season I actually really liked.
Besides it being really confusing,
Yeah, I think
timeline wise,
'cause
it
I
was good.
Knew about the story, I was able to follow. But second season it wasn't as bad as I think people made it out to be, but it definitely was not as good. So we'll just see what happens. Apparently, season 3 is going to be real shit based on what I'm reading here.
Well, and then I don't think. Do you actually think they continue it for season 4?
Yeah, they've already cast.
Yeah, but do you think they actually go through with it?
I think it's signed in a contract. They have to do.
I
think they have to do at least one
Netflix.
season 4.
It's gonna be so garbage. Do you think who is it? It's Liam?
Liam Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth. Yeah,
Oh, it's Chris.
No, his little
Oh
brother.
yeah, it's Liam Hemsworth, right? And I honestly think. Do you think is he playing Geralt? Is that
Yes.
confirmed?
Yeah.
So they're just gonna not mention that he looks different.
I think they're just gonna
Roll with it.
Yeah.
roll with it.
Why couldn't they just have him play a different Witcher? I mean, they're fucking off script anyway.
Because they fucked up the canon of the other Witchers.
So but like fuck it up even more. Just be
Eskel,
like,
the tree.
It's Garrett's twin brother.
yeah, exactly.
Gareth.
Long lost. This guy stalked Geralt and stole all his moves.
Gareth of Rivia.
It'd still be of Rivia. It's not like there's another
Geralt of Riptia.
yoked. Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen all the memes that have come out with like all the Witcher fans that are pissed off that The Last of Us is doing so well because they're jealous?
I know. Well, then the thing with those, wait for the whole season to come
It's
out.
one episode.
The one episode was
Yeah.
good, but
You
wait
haven't
for the whole
seen it,
season.
yeah.
The one
Not
episode
yet.
of The Witcher was good, or even the first season was good.
The first 3 or 4, and then you start realizing they're going back and forth, and then you get very confused, and then you have to Google and draw maps, and you feel like you're a crazy person.
And even season 2, there's really good episodes. Like I liked the one with the Beast,
Yeah.
the Beauty and the Beast guy.
Mhm.
That was a really good episode. That
was.
felt like like
A
the
Witcher
Witcher
storyline.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but then they decided to go off on these boring ass sorceress.
Love triangles.
And I hated that. I was like, just give me Geralt, give me Askir,
Yeah. Why do we
or
need...
Dandelion, whatever you call him. But they're my favorite.
I never understood that. Why don't they just say Dandelion? I don't get...
Is he called the Askir in the books?
I don't think so. Unless the books I've read translate it as Dandelion, but I read the... Well, I listened to because I got an ebook of it, and they say Dandelion. But I think maybe that's not. Maybe it's just translated to that because the one I was like an edition that was released after the games had come out.
Maybe Askir
maybe-
is just Polish for Dandelion.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not.
But
Polish.
have we learned nothing from Firefly? You do not release a show out of order.
Yeah.
We're lucky it survived
into.
into season. Well, I don't know if lucky's the right word, but it survived into a season
No
2.
shit. I mean, what a debacle that was, and here we are 20 years later where some producer, director thinks that's a fucking good idea to just do random time skips for no apparent reason.
I know
No
you have
explanation.
completely separate times going on. And you're like, wait,
And not even indicate like 10 years ago or something like
No.
that you can track. You just have to figure it out. You're talking to this character and you're like, isn't she fucking dead the last episode? Am I crazy? You know?
Well,
Jesus.
Firefly wasn't even their fault.
Dude,
the studio got it. It got all jumbled. They just released whatever. They're like,
They released the second episode first, and then they released the first episode, which was then like a double, because it's a double episode to set up all the stories. It's like a movie, actually.
yeah.
And then like the third one came out during the Super Bowl. So like no one watched it. It was just fucked, dude.
It was all over the place.
Yeah.
do you think if Firefly was given a chance, do you think it would have gone on to be good for multiple seasons, or do you think it's so good because it was only
I think
one
it's so
season?
good because it was only 14 episodes.
Yeah, because if you
It's got,
look
like,
at
this cult-like-
Joss Whedon.
if you look at Serenity, I mean, I might be angering the fan base, but I don't think that was as good as the show.
The movie.
Yeah.
It definitely had to cram in a lot of
Yeah.
lore,
Yeah.
but I would have loved how that show unfolded. Honestly, that's one of my favorite sci-fis, if not my favorite. Like I go back and forth between that and Fringe, depending on which one I've watched most recently. Firefly, hands down, like that setting, the characters that are each one is so rich and unique. Like it's really amazing. And that might be like Morena Baccarin or whatever her name is, might be my fucking first like crush. Holy smokes.
And then
Your
they all
first
went
crush?
to
Did you watch it
one.
when it originally aired?
No, I
Oh,
watched
okay.
it in college, but I never liked celebrities.
You-
But like, she played this.
He
like,
said first celebrity crush.
Okay, I was
Is
like,
what he said.
yeah, celebrity.
my
crush.
first real life crush was Ariel at Disneyland.
No.
She kissed me on the
Mine
cheek.
was Kimberly from Power Rangers.
Mine was Pikachu. Airbud. No, just kidding. just kidding.
The way he caught that soccer ball.
Really?
Made me fall in love.
Rustled
I
my
wanted
jimmies.
one. No, it was. You've seen Firefly.
Yes,
And
I
you've
loved
seen
it.
Firefly.
Yeah.
Where they could have gone with that story and how they were setting it up with this like world of thieves, and you got the Alliance, the Rebels, the Browncoats, whatever, and then this dynamic of like space cowboys, awesome setting, and then you have this like idea of them trying to control people from the one planet, and it actually made people like overly aggressive or whatever. I think we're still live. Yes. Maybe. It said I disconnected from OBS. Anyway.
Seemed to be good.
Seemed to be good. Yeah, anyway, so like where they terraform planets and then they try to make them not aggressive, and then it has like this adverse reaction to turning them into Reavers. And then what you see with the Reavers of like the Last of Us type level zombies, where they're like wildly aggressive, hyper aggressive. And they have these incredible ships, and they live on the edge of hyperspace, and they're just like really cool dynamics that they could have played on for many, many, many seasons, and I would have loved to have seen it. Nathan Fillion is one of my favorite actors of all time. He was in his prime. I love Gina Torres. She's one of my favorites. I love her in Suits. They have a couple, like I said, Morena Baccarin. Like they had a couple others that I thought. Who plays River? What's her name? She's like everybody simps to her. What's her
I have no
fucking
idea.
name?
I'll pull it up here.
Jesus, she's like
I really enjoyed Kaylee.
Oh my God, Kaylee is like one of the. Again, each character felt so deep and rich and had their own identity, and it was like this gang of misfits that just sort of it worked, and it was perfect.
Jewel State. No, that's
no,
Kaylee.
that's Kaylee.
Summer Glau.
Summer Glau, thank you. She's got like a cult like following from that, and she could have been like her level of badass. Like you see it in the movie when she goes in there and fucks all those Reavers up with like 3 or 4 blades or whatever. I would have loved to have seen that fully develop out, and yeah, I mean it had such a deep like lore that was ready to be explored. I actually thought what they accomplished in one season was pretty respectable, given that they really didn't know they were going to get canceled after one season. They made a hell of an effort. They actually, if you're really into it, there's like a episode 15, I think, that is just the story. It's only the script. It was never filmed. So you can read through that and get an extra bonus episode if you're really interested.
Damn.
But yeah, it's...
There's a lot of heavy hitters in that. Alan
Love
Tudyk
that.
was in it.
Yes.
Yep.
Wash. Love that. Loved that show.
Then
so
he went
much.
on to
Dies.
iRobot. He played Sonny, the
Yeah.
robot.
You're fucking kidding me.
No, yeah.
No. Yeah, he's the guy that plays. It's
Sonny
completely
voice actor.
mocapped.
They motion captured that role?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. That seems interesting.
Yeah, and he played Sonny, the robot.
I would have never guessed that in a million years.
Yeah, well, mocap has been around for a while because what's his name mocapped all of
God of War?
no Gollum, Lord of the Rings. That's all
Andy
mocap.
I think
Serkis?
that was actually one of the first instances.
Might have been the
of that.
first, but that was like 2001 when he first.
That's why it holds up still so well.
Yeah.
That guy, Martin Shkreli? No.
no,
Andy
That's the
Serkis.
fucking...
Andy Serkis.
Martin Shkreli's the guy that does the fucking... He's like the CEO of that insulin company that raised prices by like 1,500%.
Yes, him.
When he mocapped Gollum, let me tell you.
No, Andy Serkis?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yep.
I love him. King Kong is what really made me his fan.
And then he got like jacked, and he's in like a couple recent like Marvel stuff.
Yep.
It's
Claw.
Like, wow.
Did you ever see his version of the Jungle Book? It got overshadowed because it literally like released the same time as like Disney's version. But it's also like a live action Jungle Book, and
Is it good?
it's pretty good. Benedict Cumberbatch voices
What?
He voices
Smaug?
no, he voices the tiger, the bad guy.
Oh.
God, what
Sherlock Khan?
is Shere Khan?
Shere Khan?
Sherlock Khan.
Hey,
Enough. That's
Sherlock.
impressive. I would never
Andy
remembered.
Andy Serkis plays that Panther guy.
Okay.
And then Christian Bale voices. No, Andy Serkis voices Baloo. Christian Bale voices the
Jesus.
the leopard. And then Kate.
This should have lost to Disney.
Kate Winslet. She
Is
voices Kaa the snake. Like it's a fucking powerhouse movie.
What the fuck?
I never heard
And
of
it
that
just
one.
so happened to release like right after Disney's version came out, and so it got really overshadowed because if you're going to watch a Disney version or this version, families will tend to go to Disney.
Of course, that's a market, especially at that time. Marketing.
Yeah, but it's like a legit movie. I actually liked it.
Oh, and it was probably because it was called Mowgli.
It was called Mowgli, not Jungle Book. But it's like literally, it was so weird that it just happened to release like.
Within
I
the
think it
same
ended up
month?
getting delayed a little bit, but they were in development at the exact same time.
Wow.
And I liked it. I think that I liked it, but it was different than the Disney. It was much more like serious take. It wasn't like the Disney version. But that one was
So
good too.
it released in 2018. The other
I
one
think-
released 2016.
I think it got delayed because it was set to release
Yeah.
at the same time.
it was
and
going to
then-
release the same time,
they
but
were
then they
like-
moved it to 2018.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit, Disney's doing this too. So let's try and delay it a bit. And then that hurt it. And then it came out like direct to Netflix, I think, or something like that. So it all around it just kind of went under the radar. But yeah, when I saw the cast, I was like, holy shit, these
That's
people.
insane.
Yeah,
I mean, looking at Disney's too, though, they had a killer cast as well.
Disney's did too, and I'm not taking
Yeah.
away from Disney's.
Half of Hollywood was working
on the Jungle Book.
Dude, when Idris Elba, he voices Shere Khan in the Disney version, there's parts in that movie where he makes me tense. The way he's walking around in that film, and then he randomly just kills that wolf, the leader, Aquila, just kills him. I'm like, holy shit, he's dead? So that was good too, but yeah, it's weird.
Christopher Walken was King Louis.
Yeah, Christopher Walken was King Louis. The I want to be like you, walk like you, talk like you.
walking like you.
So were those movies because it became like public domain?
I don't think that they haven't like.
Isn't it 74 years for things to come into?
I don't think that they've actually owned the domain for Jungle Book
Oh.
for like a while. They just anyone can make a movie about that.
Same with Pinocchio. Just
Pinocchio,
happened.
yeah.
We got the wave of Pinocchio movies.
Yeah. I like Tom Hanks, but that one was.
I heard it wasn't good.
It was.
I heard Guillermo del Toro's was good though.
I haven't seen.
I haven't
those.
seen that
No.
because there's like 3 Pinocchio movies to watch, and I'm like, I don't want to watch 3.
What Disney just lost the rights to Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
And people went crazy with that. Like, let's make a horror film with Pooh Bear. Call it Blood and Honey. I'm like, this is so dumb. Why would anyone like this? And it's for the memes, I guess.
The memes.
What people won't do for the memes.
When I want to talk like you.
Walking like you. Whatever you said.
I'm trying to like picture how Christopher Walken sang it.
It was kind of weird.
You know.
You know.
He kind of just talked it. He didn't really sing it. And it was only lasted like 20 seconds. And he's playing like a giant
Orangutan.
Pithecanthus. It's a species that went extinct of like orangutans that were
Huge.
like 3 times bigger than what we have now.
Jesus.
And they went extinct like, I don't know, 1,000 years ago or something like
I thought like during the filming of.
that. During the filming of that
That's
movie.
unfortunate.
And
They went through so many giant orangutans.
they literally got the last one and forced him
To work.
to act in this movie and it killed them.
As Christopher Walken.
I want to die like you. Ooh, ooh.
Like you.
Extinct like you.
I did, as a live action movie, I did actually enjoy it. and I felt it was justified to be live action versus Lion King.
What
No.
killed me about Lion King was the animation. It was good, but like there was no life.
Well, yeah,
any of the-
you can't have these
Yeah.
expressive emotions in when it's supposed to look lifelike, because a lion can't smile like you would expect, right? It can't.
If it smiles, then you're probably dinner.
Yeah, so it's
not
not
a-
like, and you can't make it cry. And
Yeah.
so when like Mufasa dies and Simba's there, I didn't feel anything.
Yeah, there's something to like. It's the battle between escapism and realism.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Where do
maybe
you draw that line.
because the Jungle Book stars a human kid,
Yeah,
so he counterbalances all of the animals. Versus it's just animals in the Jungle Book, so there's no like human
Yeah,
emotion or thing to witness.
and
So-
I don't think none of the animals in the Jungle Book. I mean, people die and they get sad, but like it's not like you're focused on them being sad or them being emotionally disturbed. It's Mowgli
Yeah.
who's being emotionally disturbed, right? Your focus is him, and so you can see his emotions. Versus Simba in the CG, it didn't work.
Dude, in the Jungle Book, I just started thinking about this when at the very end, when Shere Khan's about to win, and then all the animals they gather together and they start reading or chanting the law of the jungle. It's really good. I really like that.
well, Dylan, where can people find us?
They can find us on Instagram, Twitter, any podcast listening platform, as well as YouTube, where you are right now, where we post videos of our streams, and then we also upload the audio of our podcast to YouTube as well. So please come check us out, leave a comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah, and thanks for listening in today. Appreciate you all. Be well, and see you in our next episode of the podcast.
Bye.